Okay, so in a few of my videos recently, I've been talking about Sam Harris and his TDS, his Trump derangement syndrome. Basically, what I've been trying to point out is the fact that he and a lot of other left-leaning intellectuals and journalists and public personalities seem to think that anything is on the table. Absolutely anything is legitimate when trying to defeat Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if it's a conspiracy. It doesn't matter if the press are suppressing stories about Donald Trump's opposition. Essentially, there seems to be a prevailing sentiment amongst the establishment left now, not the fringe left, but the establishment left and the mainstream media and the Democrat Party, that the plebs, the electorate, don't need to know the whole truth because they can't handle it. They know what's best for us. We're watching the world collapse around us, but no, Donald Trump, Orange Man bad. That's what you and I need to know. Hunter Biden laptop, oh, for God's sake. No, it's too complex. You wouldn't understand. No, kickbacks from some shady companies in the Ukraine and chat. No, just... God, ugh. Soaring energy bills, but is that probably perhaps because we're sanctioning... No, shut up. Putin bad. Nuanced, balanced discussion and exchange of ideas with the left is becoming nigh on impossible. And I'm going to show you another example of it today, a very prominent one in the shape of Rob Reiner. Now, if you need evidence of Rob Reiner's TDS, then all you have to do is go to his Twitter and take a look at the last 100 tweets, the last 1,000 tweets. They're literally all about Donald Trump. And if I'm being hyperbolic and they're not all about Donald Trump, they are all anti-conservative messages of some kind. And this has been going on for years now. He has called Trump a racist, a sexist, an anti-Semitic. He compared Donald Trump to the Nazi police at Auschwitz. When Trump condemned the actions of Harvey Weinstein, saying that he'd known him for a long time and said he's not surprised about what's happening, Rob Reiner came out and said Trump is way worse than Harvey Weinstein. He's also an abuser. No evidence, he just said it. The man is deranged, completely and totally deranged. But thankfully now, even in the mainstream media, there are some people who are willing to call out this BS. At last. This one's particularly interesting because it comes from someone who I think not so long ago was probably suffering from a bit of TDS himself. Bill Maher is by no means a Republican, is by no means a fan of Donald Trump, but he's a smart guy and he seems like an honest guy and he can call BS when he sees it. So let's take a look at the clip of Bill Maher absolutely destroying Rob Reiner. Oh, and Amy Klobuchar was there as well. Oh, and apologies for the way I have to show you the clip. I have to use stills because otherwise I'll get copyright claimed again.
So he's saying it's okay to have a conspiracy to get rid of somebody as bad as Trump. It's a little bit of a thorny question because once you go down this road, this is sort of where we are in this country. The other side is so evil, anything is justified in preventing them from taking office. Is it?
No. You know what's not justified? Using armed violence to try to kill people in the Capitol. That's not justified.
The way they snarl through gritted teeth, you know, the anger, the visceral reaction to this, the mention of the name Donald Trump or the suggestion that Donald Trump is not as evil as they think he is. You know what's not justified? Taking up arms and trying to kill people in the Capitol. It's not exactly what happened, is it? A bit more nuanced than that. It's just pure rhetoric. There is no thought. He's become possessed by an ideology. He's just angry and responding to the clapping of the crowd of the SEALs.
Answer this question. Huh? Answer this question.
What is the question?
Appropriate? The question is, was it appropriate to bury the Hunter Biden?
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, we can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course. You don't follow this.
Saying you know for a fact that that's what they did. I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, then you would know about this.
I do know about that.
Well, you're acting like you don't.
I do know about that, and I do watch Fox. But the point is, you're going to prove now that the press tried to.
They're admitting it.
The press is admitting it.
Yes, that's not even an issue anymore. They're saying, yes, we basically did this because we didn't want this to throw the election.
Another point I made in another video, that they can literally just say anything to our face now. They can tell us that they're lying to us, and it doesn't matter because we've become so polarized. It doesn't matter so long as it's the right people who are lying to us. If it's your people lying to you, you're fine with it. Rob Reiner doesn't care. Sam Harris doesn't care so long as Donald Trump doesn't win, so long as the right don't win. And that's very dangerous because it really starts to change the rules of engagement.
Yes?
I don't know that they've all said this, and I believe strongly
well, the New York
in the
Times
First
definitely
Amendment.
did.
My dad was a reporter. I believe in it. And I think you have to make sure that you're treating people fairly. But I think Rob's point here is that we are dealing with a man who used to be the president right now who literally tried to lead an armed insurrection.
Huh? Oh, is she? Oh, is Amy Klobuchar finished? Just drifted off there. Now, I don't know how many of you will have seen my breakdown of Meghan Markle's podcast that I've been doing over the last couple of days. But there was something about Meghan Markle's dish soap advert story thing that's not really an anecdote that was reminding me of someone. And then I remembered who it was. It was Amy Klobuchar with her constant going on about, there was some anecdote she had that she kept telling everywhere. It was hilarious. It was awful. Nobody ever laughed. What was it? I'll try and find it.
A tweet. He made fun of me for talking about climate change in the middle of a blizzard, and he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, Donald Trump, the science is on my side, and I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Sometimes, if you haven't noticed, you use a little humor. Like when he called me Snow Woman at my announcement in the middle of that thing, I wrote back on Twitter, I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump. So I wrote back, hey, Donald Trump. So I wrote back. I tweeted back. The science is on my side. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. And I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard. Mr. Umbrella Man. Senator. And he called me Snow Woman. So I wrote back, I'd like to see how your hair would fare in a blizzard.
It's been a couple of years since I've seen that. That is amazing. Just Pete Buttigieg, how do you pronounce it? Buttigieg, whatever. There's his face there at the end. Oh, not this again. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. I think Rob Reiner's an idiot, Bill Maher based. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know anymore. It'd be dangerous for you to know anymore.